Hello and welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar on Google marketing for tourism businesses. I'm sure some of you have seen me if you've been on the other webinars, but if just in case not, I'm Patricia Kingston from Tourism NI. So delighted to have you along with us this afternoon. Today we're going to be showing the content that was delivered by Ciaran Connolly from Profile Tree back in June as a refresher session for you all. So anyone that did join us in June might recognise a lot of the content here today, but hopefully it'll give you a chance to see what you've been doing right and a reminder of what else you might like to have a go at now, now that a few months have passed. We'll also be joined by Ciaran again after the session for a live Q&A opportunity. So be sure to stick around for that and pop any questions that you have all the way during the session into the chat box on your control panel, and we'll pick those up at the end. This time around, we're also delighted to be able to offer a limited number of short one-to-one calls with Ciaran for anyone registered to attend this session. So I'll be explaining a little bit more about that later on. This webinar is being delivered as part of Tourism NI's ongoing Tourism Enterprise Development TED programme. So we do know it's been a really tough year for everyone, and we're committed to trying to rebuild the industry. So this year's programme is designed to help the tourism industry survive and recover from all the madness of 2020. So far, we've been delivering a number of financial and business support webinars, and as we move towards 2021, we're going to be continuing to deliver a whole range of topics to help the recovery journey for everybody as we move on forward. We do know there's not one solution to recovery, so we encourage you to continue to look at packages of funding and supports available. You can access a whole range of COVID-19 support materials and also sign up for our webinars and advice on tourismni.com and covid19.tourismni.com. And again, I'll be reminding you a little bit more about that later on. Most importantly, it's really important for you guys to continue to let us know what you need, and we'll try our best to help you. So do please fill in the feedback form that you'll receive after today's session. It helps us just work out what you need and make sure we can build the programme to help tailor to that. So without further ado, I hope you find today's session useful and informative. I'll be back at the end to ask Ciaran your questions. Don't forget to pop those in. So let's kick off with the main presentation.
So welcome to Tourism Northern Ireland's TED programme of webinars. And today we're going to look at using Google to market your tourism business. My name is Ciaran Connolly and I'm from an agency called Profile Tree, and we specialise in Google rankings. So today we're going to look at how you can improve your destination profile, how you can improve your ranking and generate more leads to your business. We're really going to focus on Google Maps and Google My Business because they're obviously so important, but they're also very closely tied. So Google Maps is what consumers see, and you log in as a business owner into Google My Business to update things like your opening hours or your services. So they're both combined. We're going to look at some ideas on how you can get extra organic traffic. And organic traffic is basically traffic that you don't pay for. It'll come from appearing in Google search or appearing in Google Maps, for example. We're really going to recommend that you would spend approximately 2 hours per month updating what you're going to learn today in your business. So what I would suggest is you put this in the calendar, and every one day a month, maybe it's the last Monday of the month, you'll have 2 hours booked in where you go and actually review your notes from this webinar today. And that's mainly going to be focused on updating your Google Map profile. And you're going to get an overview of how Google works in general. So why focus on Google? Well, Google have over, they've over 30 products, but 9 of those have over 1 billion users. And we're going to look at Google Maps, which has over 1 billion users per month, and these are the official stats from Google. Google Search, which has 7 billion searches every single day. And just wanted to highlight what we're not covering in today's video, but it is going to be in another video on the Tourism Northern Ireland's YouTube channel. So do subscribe and you'll get notified when this is published in the weeks ahead. YouTube have 2 billion monthly active users. And again, if you consider that and compare it to Facebook, with its 2.2 billion monthly active users versus YouTube with 2 billion, how much time do you spend on each platform and pushing your business forward. A very quick overview at looking at the online search traffic. So what we see here is the green bar is actually Google Chrome, and that is the number of searches, or how many people are using Google Chrome, again, a Google product where people search online, and that's between 60 and 70% of the global market share in browsers is taken up by Google, which is again incredible. We can see Apple near the bottom, Safari, and all the other browsers that people use, Firefox, and many more, but Google Chrome dominates search, and that's again why we want to focus on that today. This is an interesting stat that Google have released, and what they're saying is that when we look at our mobile device, that 76% of people who search for something on their smartphone, something nearby, for example, maybe they're looking for some food, a restaurant, so restaurant nearby or restaurant in Belfast, if I'm in Belfast, or things to do in, 76% of those people will actually visit a business within 24 hours, which is incredible. And actually a third of those will actually purchase, so they'll actually buy something. So again, the local search market, local search marketing, and where you appear in that is critical for your business, for your visitors and your sales. So what we've done here is I went and searched for my business in Google, and this is a page view of what I find. And what I recommend is, again, when this webinar is over, that you actually open your browser and type in your own business name. So basically what we want to do is audit your business profile in Google, because this is what your customers do. So again, how many times do you do this? And this is back to your monthly check. So once a month, this is point one, you want to audit your business in Google. So do a search of your brand name and see what comes up, just to make sure that everything is positive and as you would expect. And do you own position one for your brand name? So again, here I can see my website, and then we've got Twitter posts from our Twitter profile. We've our YouTube channel, we have some videos from our channel and from other channels, and then we've review sites. So again, it's all positive, it all looks good. And then of course on the right hand side of this, we'd see our Google Map profile as well. And does that look good? So you really want to have a look at all of that. What's the first impression that a customer will see when they actually go to Google and look for your business? And hence point one on your list to do once a month. So Google Maps, it's 15 years old. Incredible, time flies on the internet. But they've been building this product for many years, and now it's something that everyone uses. So the benefits of using Google Maps, well, why would we really consider or worry about it? It's so easy to use. So you can set up a Google Map profile and you can get immediate access to customers. And that's the same as on any of these social networks, Facebook, YouTube, or any of these other platforms that other people own, other businesses own. Once you create your profile, you can actually get traffic straight away if you do things right. So you don't have to worry about building a website or how many pages you've set up. All that is taken care of. Actually, Google Maps encourages people to book directly with you and not through third-party booking agents. So for example, if you're a restaurant, you can actually book or have someone book a room or book a dinner. And if you're a hotel, people can actually book a room. So you can actually put in the links to your booking platform within Google Maps, which is great. So it really feels like Google Maps is being or trying to be an OTA, so an online travel agent, where you can actually see a property and then actually make a booking through that. But it's also working on being a social network, and I'll explain a little bit more on that as we get through the presentation. Obviously, your name, address, and phone number. It's called NAP. Very important that you have this right on your Google Map profile and also on your website if you have one, because Google is actually trying to verify that your business is real and they need to match. But also for customers, if you've got an address in your Google Map profile that's different from your website, it's going to confuse real customers, not only just the Google bots as well. Google have produced a very helpful marketing pack, and you can find that there's a URL. So it's the marketingkit.withgoogle.com, and in that you'll find posters for Windows, profiles for social media posts, so you can actually put in some text into it and take the post and post it onto your social media, and more information to print again and put on your windows and your doors of your location. So again, it's a great resource, so do check it out. So why is having an optimized or a Google Maps profile very important? Well, this is research done by a very incredible SEO company called Moz, And what they found in the research is that the #1 impact of your ranking of your website is your Google My Business signals. So it equated to 25% of the impact on your website ranking. And then the third thing they found, the third most important thing, was review signals. So if you remember, reviews are part of Google Maps as well, and that's 15%. So we have 25% for your Google My Business profile and 15% for reviews. That's 40% in total impact on your website rankings. So these are critical to your website being found, never mind being found in Google Maps. So it is very, very important that you optimize your Google Map profile and think of how all these Google assets combine together. So for example, here's a search that I've done here, and it's restaurants in Belfast. So do you appear, if someone was generically searching for your service or your product in Google, will you appear here, and why do businesses appear here and yours don't? So again, we find that these profiles are complete, that they've got reviews, that they are regularly being updated, and people are engaging on them, and that helps them rank and appear in search. So we want to make sure that your business is doing the exact same in this instance. So here's an example. So if I, as a customer, open up my Google Map app on my phone, and again, you can do this and follow along as we go. So if you get your phone and open up your Google Map device, you'll see that they've updated recently the actual layout of the app. And when I sign in, I will see at the bottom here, I can see explore, commute, saved, contribute, and updates. But I've opened my app now in Belfast, and it's already given me examples or some ideas of where I can eat and drink this week. So there I've got 3 examples straight away. And then I'm seeing the latest photos from Belfast. So it's back to my point that this is like a social network, which you'd never consider. And then I have a second screen there on the right-hand side. It's actually giving me more information and telling me things are on this week. So it's saying that there's a jazz festival, for example, in these screenshots that I've taken. And this is showing what it will look in non-COVID times. But of course, there'll be events on and things will start to open up moving forward. But this is how the platform works. So it's actually showing me what's on locally. So I don't need to go to multiple websites. It's in my app that I'm using, and it's prompting, it's surfacing events that are in the app and prompting me to actually attend to book. And I can get directions to them or add them to my calendar as well. So when I open my app and go to contribute, it's actually linked to websites. So it's saying I visited the website 5 days ago. Would I like to review them? Which again is incredible, back to the Google ecosystem. It knows everything about everyone. It's showing me how many reviews my views my reviews have had. So I have 596,000 views on my reviews, so almost 600,000 views on my reviews. Now I have written over 500 reviews over many years, but it just shows you how many people are actually reading those reviews. Incredible. And then I've uploaded an awful lot of photos, and those photos have nearly had 4 million views, and they're mainly across Northern Ireland. So again, are you uploading enough photos and content around your business so people can actually look and engage with them? And then on the second screen here on the right-hand side slightly, you can see here that we have news. So in the news, so it's actually pulling in brands, things to do, restaurants, hotel, travel news, that are in the news that have PR going on. So back to your marketing mix. So are you doing PR? Are you getting press coverage? Are you putting out news, celebrating success? And that's actually been found by Google in search engines and then pulled into the Google Map profile, which again is incredible. So it's telling me what is in the news in Belfast. So here's the event. So I've clicked on explore, and it's showing me upcoming events, and it's making recommendations based on where I've been, what I'm interested in, what I've searched for as well. And on the right hand side, you can see I can select today, tomorrow, this weekend, this week, this month. And then underneath it, it's got a featured list, which again is incredible, a new feature. So you can actually go in and create a list of favorites. So for example, if you're a B&B in the countryside, you can actually go in and create a list of things to do in your local area. And hopefully then when people are searching for that area, things to do, they'll actually find your own list and engage in that and see that it was you that created that. But also you can collab with other businesses and you can create lists and they can create lists, and you can support each other in that way. So again, to build up the exposure that each brand has. So again, here's lists that have been created by users and they're being surfaced into my own profile. So it's prompting me for things to do. Again, yes, it knows my taste too well. So it's prompting here an Ulster fry, and it's an article from the internet, and it is highlighting a couple of restaurants where I can go and have an Ulster fry. And then on the right hand side, I'm seeing 10 photo-worthy dishes. So like Instagram, it's pulling up the best photos. So are photos important to your Google Map profile? Incredibly so. It's not just Instagram, we need the picture perfect photos. Again, here's more news. It's been pulled in from a newspaper. I can see awards on CN Traveller. Again, incredible, just that Google now is fully integrated into Google Maps. Here's an article from Discover Northern Ireland. So the best vegan restaurants in Belfast. So again, I can click through to that and have a look and see what those restaurants are. So again, all of this press coverage really impacts for people who maybe don't know the local area or looking for ideas and things to do, will click on and visit. And at all points, you can see that I'm seeing star reviews, the number of reviews and the star ratings at all points. So here we can see, very like Instagram, the photos are moving along the screen. So every couple of seconds, there's a new photo up, a new photo up, a new photo up. And most of these photos are actually user generated. They're not by the business at all. And I can, if you can notice there, I've clicked on want to go. So I've saved this into a place I want to go. I've seen the photo, went, wow, okay, I need that. And I've saved that in my want to go. So again, Google's building this profile of places I want to visit in around my local area where I am today. So you can see now, you've seen what a consumer can see in the front end of Google Maps and why it's so important, and hopefully you've had a little flick through it on your own mobile device. Now we're going into Google My Business, which is the back end of Google Maps, where you and I can control what our business looks like, and we want to talk through how you can change that and how you can update that content. So here we have the homepage when you sign in. You're going to get a little bit of information here initially at the top level, and you'll see some information about COVID as well. So COVID is going to pop in here at the moment, and hopefully as time goes, that'll disappear and we'll be focusing more things back to normal. But this is generally what you'll see. So you see how many people have visited your brand online, how many people are searching for you, and how your posts are performing. So that's your home page. So you can go down to posts. So again, a lot of people don't actually realize you can actually post on your Google Map profile. So you can post updates, news, events, offers, and have people purchase through that, or link into purchase on your website. So you can create these things. If you have an event on a Saturday night, you can actually time that, and after that event has happened, it will disappear from your Google Map profile. So again, these are all things you can be doing. We really recommend that if you have the time, that you update your Google Map profile, your post every day. So for example, if you're posting on Twitter or Facebook, why not take the exact same post and post it in your Google Map profile? Again, show Google that you're being active and that you're giving it more content to show to people who are in your area looking for things to do. How powerful is that? So definitely recommend that you do that. Again, if we skip down, so here's some ideas. Yes. So some ideas of posts that you can actually create and content. So for your map. So social media posts, yes, if you're doing them, take them and just post them into your Google Map profile. But then we have photos. So photos are from you as a business owner. You can upload all these amazing photos, but also customers can upload their photos, and they're encouraged to by Google Maps all the time. And did you know videos can be uploaded into your Google Map profile? So you can upload a video up to 30 seconds long, and these are unlimited. So if you've got 2 or 3 years of data, photos and videos there, why don't you take them and upload them all into your Google Map profile? Customers can do it. So again, when this feature was released, I remember I was in a fish and chip shop actually after coming back from the Giant's Causeway, not that I'm in many fish and chip shops, of course, and the fish and chips came down. It was amazing, set in front of me, and I actually got the phone out and I did a little pan shot, and just I'm sure I said something, but it was maybe 10 seconds, and you can imagine the steam rising, and it looked amazing, and I uploaded that into the profile of that business, and I was just blown away, because actually now you can actually see videos, and as we get 5G and data becomes cheaper, instead of seeing photos, we might be seeing videos first. And again, you can imagine people doing a review, saying a pan shot of a bedroom, and saying, look at how beautiful this is. So you can see how people can use this as opposed to just photos all the time. Again, just note that customers can upload these as well as you, so add as many of these as you can to your profile. So going back into our Google Map profile or Google My Business profile where we are and changing things. So you just need to make sure that all the data is updated and correct. So check your address, is it right to opening hours? Are the categories correct for your business? Because what happens is, I'd say every month or so, Google Maps are launching a new update to this, and they're adding new features, taking away some old things that aren't working. And what we find is that there is some sectors like hotels have a much more advanced portfolio of tools to use in Google My Business compared to other businesses, but they filter down into other businesses over time. So hotels and car dealers actually ironically lead the way in Google Maps, and these features then filter it down to the rest of us over time. So do check in. Back to your monthly check-in is one is what your profile looks like in Google, and two, signing into your Google Map profile and making sure that everything is updated. And there's our new features. Sign in and you'll find on your homepage, Google will prompt you the new features that have been added. Check your categories as there new things to be adjusted. So here, for example, I went in and found that there was new categories that weren't there last time I was in, and I was able to add them. So it was a much better match for our profile and our business in Google Maps, which will help us rank over time. Reviews, very, very important, and you can actually share these. So here we have a short code. So you can actually, when you go in, if you haven't already set, you can actually create a short code like Facebook or Twitter, where you have your business name at the end of facebook.com. So you would have facebook.com / your business name. You can do the exact same in Google Maps now as well, and actually ask people or encourage people to generate reviews for you. So here you can see you can share this by Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, or even by email to people, and ask them, encourage them to leave their feedback on your business. In Google My Business, we can see insights into how many people have visited your business, how many people have searched for it, and we can see actually if they're looking for your business or looking for the service you offer. And again, this is really important to see, because what you're looking for is there trends here, is there opportunities that you can actually double down and enhance your service. We can see what days, and I'm sure we'd say it, yeah, what days people actually telephone. So there is here's data that shows us the most popular days for phone calls through Google Maps. So what happens is in Google Maps, people can, on mobile, they can press a button and it will automatically dive straight through to the business. And research has shown that Mondays are the most popular day for that. So people are obviously thinking of I'm going to book my holiday for the weekend or book a restaurant or something. So Mondays are very busy for that. And as the week continues, it tails off. So the question is, how do you know what day is the busiest day for your business for phone calls? And why not sign in and check in your own Google My Business profile and see what's actually happening there, and it will tell you. So are you missing an opportunity? Is there a day that you need to be by the phone, for example, and there's other days you don't need to worry about too much? So again, back to the insight. So this is interesting. Again, have a look at this in your once a month review. So I can see here in this chart, the green is direct people. So people are searching for our name, which is really strong and good. You want to see good green. Then blue is people who are searching for a service that we offer, but not searching for a name, yet they are coming to us. So I'm very happy with that as well. So people who don't know our brand yet are coming to our site. Brilliant. And then with yellow, which is brand that people are, again, looking for a brand related business. So again, something that we offer. And on the view below, we see how many views your photos have compared to your competitors. So the blue line here is showing how many views we have on the photos and videos in our profile versus red, which is for our competitors. So you can see we're really, really, really much better at Google Map profile. People are engaging at what we do, and therefore, without a doubt, we are getting a lot more traffic and a lot more visitors to our own business because of this. So we're really dominating our competitors here. Again, do check this out. And are you seeing something similar? And how you can enhance yours, of course, is by putting in videos, for example. Google seems to love videos at the moment. We can actually see what people are searching for your business. So again, you can search this. And you may have, if you're looking back historically, you might have, this map might actually show around the world. It might show Republic of Ireland or mainland UK or international. but maybe now it's going to show more Northern Ireland as we come out of the current stage we're in. The photos, so again, this is going back to the photo insight, so we can see that we are almost, what, 4 times, we've 4 times more photos than our competitors on our profile, so we are really doubling down our Google Maps profile, and that's been rewarded by how many people are engaging on our profile. And this is really important as well, conversions to sale from Google Maps. So 5% of Google My Business views result in either a website visit, a call, or directions to your business. So again, this is a free tool that is being used by 1 billion people a month, and you have the potential to generate leads and organic traffic to your business from it. So again, maximize that feature by basically enhancing every aspect of your profile that you can. Add your photos, add your videos, make sure that the content in it is correct. And if there's a space to use in your Google Map profile, as this maybe in a month's time or 2 months and something appears, fill it out if it's relevant for your business. It's very important, and it will give you an advantage over any competitors that aren't doing that. Reviews, as we can see here, so reply to all your reviews, do thank people. We had a client come in with 2,000 reviews and never replied to any of those reviews. And what we were suggesting is that, or saying to them, is that go back and take some time every week and reply to some of them, because actually you get an email from a reply. So if I've left a review on a brand's Google Map profile, and they reply, I'll get an email from Google saying that the company's replied. And if it was a good experience, I'm going to get, you know, warm feelings, memories, and maybe I'll go back and book again. So do take time out and see if you've got an asset there that you can actually engage with and go back to people on. Messaging, so this is a new feature. It's been actually turned off now during COVID, but it will be switched back on. So you can activate this, but you have to answer messages within 24 hours. So again, back to Google Maps is actually a social network, a booking platform now, very, very important. And if you switch this on, you need to reply within 24 hours. So you can download the app onto your phone and you can switch off times that you're not available, but you have to reply within 24 hours if you're saying you're available, or you will lose this feature. And this is an email that you're going to get when you sign up, and this is warning you about the policies. Again, fill your profile with photos, and it'll be something like this when you do that, and you'll see how many people are viewing each of those. And you can see then from a customer's point of view what this looks like, and the best photos. Google and people will surface the best photos over time, and these may not be taken by you, but again, when someone doesn't know your brand, they can actually see, right, okay, that looks good, that's my kind of place, I want to go there and experience that. So that's why it's so important. These are all selling your business. Here's a search here. So car dealer Belfast, I typed in again, as I mentioned, hotels and car dealers lead the way in Google Maps. So it's interesting to see what's happening here, but in Google search, we're seeing that the business name and the star ratings are coming up. So very interesting again. So back to making sure that your profile is really, really good in your Google Map profile. Why I'm thinking this is, so Google search, so what happens in Google search? People search back to that page 1. Google's pulling in videos from YouTube, hence why the YouTube video marketing course is very important to watch. So that's coming on to page 1. Your Google Map is on page 1, so very important that you understand that and control it and do the best you can there. So it's all one thing, and these are free tools that we can leverage to grow a business. So again, here is coming in the business name and the star rating. So it doesn't show how many reviews or anything. It could be 1 or nothing, but I can see a 4.9, a 3.4, and a 4.6. So again, you want to be there, and you want reviews, a good star rating without a doubt. Images, again, this is research that has shown that the more images you have on your profile, the more you're updating and using your profile, the more business you're going to get from it. And this is the third point I need you to check in this, is that in a month, have you any more photos? Can you actually stop right now and walk around your business and take photos and pan videos of 10 seconds and upload them into your Google Map profile? Because if you could do that, you will get more business, more leads, more direction requests, more calls, because you rank higher than anyone else. And here, this is showing that businesses with 100+ media in their profile were having 3 times, almost 4 times more website visits, many times that on direction requests, and more than double the calls. So again, very important that you're updating and filling your profile, so Google ranks it higher than anyone else. Make sure your services are updated. This will be different for all different types of business depending on the category that you've selected. So just make sure that you've enhanced this. And again, some features go and come in Google Maps. Google's always testing and making them better. If you're a small business only starting, Google actually have websites in here. Now, they're not amazing. They're not going to be fully customized, but they're a good way to start if you're a starter business now, and people probably don't realize this. So you can actually have a very basic website from your Google Map profile. But if you have a bespoke website, then don't touch this at all. Another feature here that's really interesting, so you can go in as a consumer and adjust your preferences. And at the moment, it's food and drink preferences. And why is that important? So in my app, and if you go back to your Google Map app, you will see that you can actually select what you're interested in. So I've selected tea and organic food I'm interested in, and things I'm not interested in. That'll refine what comes, what services are presented to me. So you can see here I've got romantic over here on the right, and there's beers, and there's family friendly and fish and chips. So again, depending on what Google's made a judgment on your past behavior, you can actually enhance that, and it will serve better results to you. But what this means for you as a business is that, again, what the content you're putting into your Google Map profile is very important. So have you family friendly mentioned, for example? If you do that, do you serve juices? And is that something that you do? Is it Irish food or Spanish food that you sell? Again, having that in your profile is going to help make sure that you get the right customers who are more likely to come and purchase. Again, we see there's Irish, couldn't resist not show that. So Irish food is there, of course. There's questions and answers. So in your Google profile, you can actually be asked questions and answer them from your business. If you have a young profile and you haven't been asked any questions, you can actually go and ask yourself a question. And what I say is ask one of your most common questions, like FAQ. And so you can ask the question and then answer it. And you can do that and fill that profile out, just make your profile even bigger. So do answer questions. Again, if you don't answer them, you'll find customers will. So again, you want to have really good answers there, and the most popular question and answer will rise to the top. So you want to get in there and make sure that you control that as much as you can. And the future of Google, so we're looking at AR. So this is what the future looks like in the US at the moment in Google Maps. So you can actually get your map, your Google Maps out, and it'll be virtual reality for directions. And of course, voice marketing is coming. So how do you rank higher in Google Maps? So the key things are the distance you are to the business, or how far away that person is from your business. That is a major impacting factor. So in Google Maps, if I type in restaurants, I'm going to get restaurants in Belfast today. But if I was in Fermanagh and Enniskillen, I'm going to get, and I would type that in, I would get totally different results. Then the next most important thing is your business category. So make sure you pick that correctly. So are you a hotel? Are you a B&B? What are you? You may have other services. What is your business category? And you can choose multiple categories there as well. Complete your listing. Make sure you complete your listing. Very, very important. And go back in once a month for that 1 hour, 2 hours, and update it. And positive reviews. Make sure you're updating your reviews and replying to people. Very important. So here's the list, as I say. So can you post once a week on your Google Maps? And if you can do it more, even better. Can you reply to reviews in 24 hours if possible? And 24 hours on a message. That is critical. Once a month, review your photos, review your whole profile, actually add your photos and videos, and ensure all your questions and answers are cleared. Thank you again for watching this. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos coming out from Tourism NI.
Hi, sorry we cut you a little bit short there, Ciaran, but thank you so much. Lots of really useful information there in a very short period of time. So lots to take in. So I suppose it is a reminder, as Ciaran said, to that video and that recording is available again after today's session, and we'll be sure to share a link to that with everybody, so you can watch it and maybe watch a bit and pause a bit and process it, because lots and lots of really useful information there. We will be sharing your questions with Ciaran very shortly. So if you have any questions and you haven't popped them into the chat yet, just go ahead and pop them into your little control panel on the side there, and I'll pick up as many of those as I can with Ciaran in a little bit. Just before we head into the questions, though, I'm just going to do a couple of very quick polls with you guys, just to get a general feel for how you find this afternoon's session. So nothing too strenuous, just a little button to click. But the first question is simply, how would you rate today's session in terms of content and relevance to your business? So that's with 1 being not relevant at all and 5 being extremely relevant. I'll just give you guys a wee second to select there. Okay. Okay, great. And the second one's a very, very easy, just yes and no question. Do you plan to take any action within your business as a direct result of what you've heard from Ciaran today? Are you going to head straight on to Google the minute this this session ends and have a look at your business on there? Okay. Great, thank you so much. It just helps us make sure we're on the right track with all of these sessions, and then we can continue to develop and improve the programme as we go forward. And as I did mention earlier on, we'll be issuing a short survey by email after today's session. So really appreciate your feedback, not just the feedback on what you've heard today, but also there's opportunities within that feedback form to let us know what else you'd like to see in the programme going forward, so we can keep developing that and releasing new topics that are really, really relevant to you guys. In terms of recovery and beyond. So please take a moment to fill that in. It's very short, so we really appreciate it. So now it's enough waffle from me. It's my pleasure to welcome back Ciaran for our Q&A session. So let's get stuck into the questions. Hello, welcome Ciaran.
Hello, thank you for that, and hello to all the people watching. So hopefully we'll have Ninja Google Map experts after this call today. But yeah, for sure, looking forward to answering the questions.
Oh yeah, we'll have a whole bunch of pros. Absolutely, we've got quite a few questions in here, so we'll just get rattling. The first question we have in is somebody looking for the best way to use Google to promote a destination that covers a wide area, so multiple attractions or restaurants or eateries or whatever. Is there a way that you can recommend using that, Ciaran?
For sure. So to manage multiple locations, you really should be using just one Google My Business account and have them all within that, just to make life easy for you, but also not to confuse Google in thinking that there's multiple businesses. You want it to see that they're all related, and that will help the brand authority. There's no doubt there. What I would do after that, if you've got all in one Google My Business account, I would try and update them as we went through in the webinar today, is try and update them as much as you possibly can. Customers coming in will take photos, I'm sure, and add reviews and add videos of your business. But again, can you do any of that yourself, and how much content can you put onto your profile? As I mentioned, another easy way, and it doesn't take much effort, is to take every post that you would post on social media and also post it onto your Google My Business profile. It'll take an extra minute or two, but it'll have a major impact. And again, then do bear in mind your blog posts and your content that you might do with any of your partners, Tourism and I, Visit Belfast, or any of these bodies around, any awards or press mentions that you're getting, they will go into that community feed. And again, if you're a slightly bigger brand, that's even more important. And there's been a major update on that actually in the last few days from Google. It seems that they're really going after the Facebook newsfeed. So really interesting to see what's going to happen here. They're putting a lot more content into that community feed tab, and that community tab is when a user, so myself, for example, a potential customer, opens the app on their phone, and it's the first little icon in the bottom left corner that we see. It's Explore tab, and it will be called depending on what device you use, and it pops up and encourages us as consumers to flick through and see what's happening in our local area, and that will be filled with the news that that features your business. It'll feature reviews of contacts I have and people local to me as well. So I'll be seeing the latest reviews, the latest photos going up as well. So I basically say, yeah, use your profile as much as you can. This is a free marketing tool with really good organic reach, unlike many of the other social networks at the moment. So make hay while the sun shines, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have someone here who's wondering, Ciaran, what is the Google URL link that you can send to customers to go to a specific Google page to review your company? So well, how do you find that correct URL link then?
Great, yeah, so we had a slide in the presentation on that, and if you go into your Google My Business account, you'll see there is an option there to get it. But what I think we could do, Patricia, is I can prepare a screenshot and put a little arrow on it, and we can maybe send that out after so everyone can see that. It's a little short code, and it's HTTPS /g.page and then your business name. It will be a random URL to start with, but what I would suggest is you can edit it and put in your own business name. So when you send it out to people, they're getting this really nice short code with your business name in it, and as soon as they click on it, it opens your review straight away. So it does work really well.
Yeah, great. And here we've got a question that's actually come up a few times. I know because of the nature of tourism businesses, some people don't necessarily have a business premises. So are you able to explain how you can have Google My Business without listing a home address or listing a specific address, or maybe someone that's Northern Ireland wide? Ciaran?
Of course, yeah, and thankfully, and since we last talked about this, Google has updated this and back to the constant updates that Google's rolling out. So this is now called, they've actually classified this is called a service area business. So basically, you just, when you're setting up your profile or creating your profile, just make sure that your business address is clear, that you don't fill that in, but actually it gives you an option to select a service area, and you can select, it's up to 20 locations. So for example, you can do that by city or by postcode, and you can actually set you will see Google Map profiles sometimes with a red area marked on the map, and they've been set up as the service area business, and that's the best way to do that. So it is now possible, clearly possible. Google is listening and have updated that and made it a lot easier, so you don't have to share your home address anymore. I would say that that's going to keep improving, because I'd say there's going to be a lot more people working from home going forward, so there will be more updates on that, I am sure.
Absolutely. So many small businesses working out of their home premises, but they don't necessarily want to advertise that as their location, of course. Absolutely. We've got someone here who they've tried clicking on contribute and find businesses next to their business, but they want to know how could they become findable on there. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, no, very good. So someone's went into the app, maybe as we're going through the webinar, which is great, and you've went in and you're looking at the tabs at the bottom, and you may not have seen your business when you search for it. So contribute is encouraging me as a consumer, or you as a consumer. So if you go into another business, it's asking you to contribute on that business themselves, so you can review anyone that way. If you want to find how, or you want to make sure your business is found in there in the Google Map profile, the best way to do it is to actually complete your profile fully. Google will favor profiles that are fully updated, so you want to make sure that you have all your details on there, your business categories, some photos. If you can get a review or two, brilliant. That's showing Google that you are a real business, and then you will start to appear. You'll actually appear straight away in Google Maps, but you want to make sure that you're appearing in all of these areas. And what you can do, if you're adding content to your own profile, you can add it through that way, or to your own business. You can add it that way through the Google Map app. But what is better is if you go into Google My Business, so instead of the app, and actually upload your photos or your videos that way. So you can do it on a computer, or you can do that through your mobile phone as well, but it's probably easier to do it via your computer. And why you do that for your own business is that when someone looks at your company, it distinguishes between content uploaded from the owner. So you will have a preference over, say, me as a Google guide coming in and taking a photo. So if you've got some professional photos, or you want really good photos that you've taken to be seen, then I would go in through your Google My Business profile and upload them, and you'll get preference there. It does highlight that they're from you, as in the business owner, as opposed to a Google guide that has uploaded them. And a Google guide is basically anyone that uses Google Maps. So there's 1.5 billion plus Google guides, and the scary thing is now you visit a place and Google pops up a few days later asking you to review it. So it's tracking everything we all do, so no escape.
Definitely, I know. Actually, this is something that's come up a few times previously, Ciaran, when we've been talking about Google and also other places where you can review. But if someone is malicious and posts a photo or comment damaging to the business, what can you do about that? Can you delete it? Can you report it? What's this the advice there?
Yeah, no, it's as you said, a very popular question. I would say nearly every platform that you can write reviews on will not allow you to delete them, and that is just what they're doing. They're trying to maintain the trust of the platform there. But the best option to do, there's two ways to handle this. One, if it's a spam or as you say, malicious, i.e. that it's clearly not your business, or someone is trying to damage the business, which is again rare, or maybe it has bad language in it, and then all of these you can report to Google. You just click on the review and you can actually, there's a wee option to report it, and if it is, you'll have to select what is the problem, i.e. it's spam or wrong location or using bad language. You can report them and they will be reviewed by a person. The challenge is, once it goes beyond that, it's not in breach of the guidelines, so you can actually leave reviews. And sometimes I see reviews and 1 and 2 stars, you're wondering why. You read the review and it seemed okay, but yet people maybe accidentally clicked a low number of stars, or some people are very tough markers. This does happen. So what the best thing to do there is, if you've got a contact details for the people, maybe again, if it is a accommodation hotel, maybe you can actually reach back out to them. And it's good practice anyway, just to see. You don't want someone who wasn't satisfied. If there's a problem, you want to try and resolve it. So you're going to try and sort out the problem, talk to them, and then hopefully you'll be able to resolve the problem, clear everything up, and then you can ask them if they could reevaluate the review. And that's probably the low-hanging fruit or easiest way there. And of course, if you don't have the contact details of the shop or something like that, what you can do is you can reply on the review. And every time you reply on the review, of course, be as professional as possible, because everyone's reading the reviews, as you've seen on the slide there. I've 500 reviews, but 600,000 views of those. People are scanning and looking at them all the time. I'm sure not reading every word, but scanning over them and looking for things to consider when they're deciding on a business or not. So you can actually reply as a business, and that person will get an email straight away from Google Maps saying that you've replied. So they'll have an opportunity to come back in and they can edit their review. And I have maybe not given 5 stars, and the companies come back on the reply, and I've went back in and re-edited the review, and that changes the whole algorithm again. So there's 3 ways to deal with that, as I say. So one, if it is truly spam, negative language, you can report it and it will be removed. And then if it is just a bad experience, something happened on the day, either reply on the review and try and communicate with the customer that way. You may not get a result that way, but other people will see that you care about your business and you're responding. And we all know now at this stage, you can't please everyone, you just can't. And then the second thing is, if you do have the details, is to reach out directly to them and see if you can sort the problem, and then ask them to reevaluate.
Yeah, that's great. I think we've heard that advice before. Try to reply and try to respond, and at least be seen to be trying to rectify it. Or there's situations that I know sometimes where maybe it has been rectified and the person has been dealt with, but then they still go on to leave a review as if it wasn't resolved, which is very difficult for people. I think people sometimes like to have a rant, take an opportunity on these platforms to have a rant, don't they? So yeah, I think to be seen to respond is great advice. Someone is just wondering here, and this is obviously not my area of expertise, so in terms of Google Maps and Google My Business, are they the same thing? Is one part of the other? What's the situation? How does that work?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So basically, all of Google is integrated. As I mentioned, there's 30 products. So if you have an account on YouTube and if you use Google Mail, they all collect all the data. So everything's shared. As I mentioned, that Google knew, I don't know how, that I like fish and chips. So it was recommending. I don't understand that at all. But basically, so Google My Business is the business login that you log in through to control your profile. And Google Maps then is the customer's profile or customer's view of your business. And that's the 2 separations. So they're the same system, but just 2 different portals to log in. So Google My Business is where you go in and control your business. And then Google Maps is what we use on our phone as consumers to find directions to your place, to see what people are saying, and to leave reviews, of course, as well. So you as a business owner, when you go somewhere, you're obviously using the Google Maps for that business too. So that explains it, but they're both the exact same system. What goes into one, into Google Maps, is automatically fed into Google My Business and vice versa.
Okay, we've got someone here, they're agreeing absolutely makes sense to concentrate on Google in the long run. So obviously something's got through really well there, which is great. They are wondering about defunct links in terms of search engine optimization. Should they be asking for those to be removed, or should defunct links stay? I'm not quite sure on that question, but maybe does that make sense to you, that question, Ciaran?
Yeah, so again, we might get some more details thrown in.
Yeah.
If it means defunct link, if it's old links on a website, for sure you can get them removed or taken away. If you've got access to change old links, you can maybe update the URL that you're going to. Sometimes you don't have access to change links that are there, and you can't edit them or update them. It's a little bit frustrating when that happens, because obviously if anyone clicks through, they're going to go to an error page, which isn't a great user experience. So you do want to try and avoid broken links or defunct links as much as possible. If it is related to a website, there's a thing called a 301 redirect, and in the back end of your website, you can say that this URL is now this URL, and Google understands that and expects to see that. That's good practice. If you don't have that, normally it produces an error, which is really bad user experience. But I do know sometimes we can't go back and change the URL, which it can be a wee bit tough sometimes. But if you have access, I would definitely change them.
Yeah, I think there's something that's come through there. So said Lonely Planet example, no info on the page like a broken link. So they must have scenarios where whenever you do look them up on Google, there's blank pages that are appearing then. So best to try and get those away if at all possible, really. Ciaran, is your advice?
Totally. If you've access to it and you can change it, brilliant. If you don't, if it's Lonely Planet, they might have a moderation section. You may find that there's people who are not say professional, but contributors that you will see across the forums. You could actually reach out to them and ask them for their help. And normally they will have higher authority to make changes across the site than an average user. I'd say that's probably your best route to go there, to try and get that cleared up or rectified. Great if you can change it, because I appreciate if it's ranking and you're seeing it, then potentially customers are seeing it. And if it's sending them to the wrong place, it's a bad experience for them as well as you. So they'll be as keen to fix that as you will be. So definitely reach out and see if you can get some help on that for sure.
Absolutely. There's somebody here who does have a Google My Business account, and they've updated it for the tourism business they work for. When they go into Google My Maps, they want to update the tourist attraction name, but it's not giving them permission to do this. So there's obviously a bit of a permissions issue there. I'm not sure if there's any advice, or maybe, I know I'd mentioned earlier about one-to-one calls. Maybe this is an example of someone that would be worth having a one-to-one chat with you, Ciaran, would it?
For sure. No, again, anyone at all knows it's perfect. What I would suggest is that some names, you're totally right. If you are, so you're changing or trying to change it from the consumer side, which is the Google Map side, which is relying on your profile. If you have a young profile, i.e. you're someone in Google, a Google guide that hasn't updated much before, then Google will ignore some of your requests to change. It will expect someone with a higher level of proof or usership to do that.
Okay.
The best way for you to change it is actually to try and change it from your business account, which is your Google My Business account. So if you go to your Google My Business account, you should be able to change your name and save it, no problem at all. And that then will filter in, and because it knows it's you and trusts you. Sometimes Google, there's been a few problems in the past where people, maybe competing businesses or someone just having fun, just creating an account to go in and change names, take screenshots and then upload it online. So to counter that, Google will look at your profile to see if you've done many contributions. That could be maybe you've left 20 or 30 reviews. So it starts to trust you as a person. That's the best way to do it. And it will add extra authority to your own profile. But definitely any business change, you should try and do it through Google My Business.
Okay, no worries, great. And I think the last question for the moment now, although I'm sure some more may trickle through, how can you stop other similar businesses uploading photos of their property in the middle of your photographs? So I'm not sure if that's a tagging issue or, but is there a way to avoid that?
Yeah, so they're uploading photos. So you wouldn't mind reading that one again, just to
Yeah,
make sure I get it.
so similar businesses, how can I stop similar businesses uploading photos of their property in the middle of our photographs? So it's someone with a holiday cottage and maybe it's one with a similar name or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so at each photo there should be again there should be, I think it's depending on what phone, for example, you're using, there'll be 3 dots or an option to select information, and there's an option to report any photo, and you can say that's not this location, and that will go back into Google's algorithm. Someone will look at this and actually remove it. What sometimes happens, again, this is going back to the previous answer, is that your profile you might not be doing a lot of reviews or using it a lot, so Google might be a wee bit cautious of making changes. So what you can do is actually have 1 or 2 other people do the exact same thing, and that's sending more signals. It'll rise up the ranking in the the human moderation center that checks these, and it'll see that they've got a few notifications on that, and they'll be removed, and hopefully that people will stop doing that going forward. But that's definitely the best way to do that. So just report them and say not this location, and they should be removed.
Sure, great. Actually, another question has just snuck in there. Someone who has B&Bs in different locations and they're wondering, do they need to create a separate profile for each, or can they be under one brand name with multiple locations? I think that maybe touches back on the, the one where you're not wanting to put your home address in. Would that link in with that,
Yeah,
Ciaran?
so yes, back to the multiple sites. So basically,
Yeah.
what I'd be suggesting there is that you would create one Google My Business, and then if you go down to the left-hand side of when you sign in, you've an option there called, I think it's multiple locations or multiple sites, and if you click on that, then you can go in and add all your locations. You can actually have up to 100 locations in your Google Map profile before you have to reach out and get it upgraded through the team themselves. So you can add in all your properties that way, and you can then manage them all from one profile and have different locations. Otherwise, again, it will confuse Google, but also people trying to get to your locations. So a great way to manage them, makes it easy for you too, and you've only one place to sign in, and you can see what's happening across all sites. So definitely set up your Google My Business and multiple sites, and add them all in that way, and at least you'll appear in Google Maps and be able to communicate with anyone that is looking for your business.
Great, thank you so much. Thanks everyone for all your questions. And as I mentioned at the start, and that could be another example of this, we're delighted to be this time around offering a limited number of short one-to-one follow-up calls with all of our expert speakers this week across the digital sessions. So Ciaran will be available to have some calls with people in relation to this Google marketing topic. It'll be probably in the form of, say, a 15 or 20-minute phone call, or maybe even a video call if that's appropriate, to address the specific questions that you have. So if you would like a confidential one-to-one chat with Ciaran on a particular area for your business on today's topic, if you just drop me an email at industry.development@tourismni.com and include your name, your company, and what your specific question is, I'll be delighted to pass that on to Ciaran, and he'll be in touch over the next week or so, all being well. Now we do have limited capacity for these because we've had great uptake for these sessions, so we can't guarantee a callback for everyone, but we'll do our very best to do as many as possible. So just drop me a note as soon as possible, and even if we can't get them done in this next week or so, we can maybe even do a second wave of callbacks if that turns out to be necessary. So yeah, absolutely. I think a couple of those examples, it might be worth those guys having a little chat with you, Ciaran, just to kind of flesh it out, or to look at their specific scenario, just to even find the right button to press. And it could be something straightforward, but it's easy when you know how, isn't it? It's like anything.
Don't know for sure. Everyone be hoping everyone now is sending in an email for sure. No, you're totally right. We could screen share and go through a profile very quickly and get any problems sorted. No problem.
Absolutely. I'd like to just take this opportunity to remind everyone as well that we will have the recording from today available on covid19.tourismni.com on our previous webinars page, alongside recordings and support materials from all of our TED webinars to date, since March really. So do go on there and check out. There's lots of really useful information. And also that's where you can find out details of all of our upcoming webinars as well. We do have an e-commerce selling your business online session taking place tomorrow morning, and there's still places available on that if anyone hasn't got their name down and wants to register. And we're delivering a Brexit, preparing for Brexit session next Tuesday morning as well. So be sure to get your name down for those if you haven't done already. We will be taking a bit of a break then over Christmas, and all recharging, and hopefully yourselves will all do the same. And then we'll be kicking off in the new year with further TED topics. So keep an eye out for those. And as I mentioned already, if you do fill in the feedback form, let us know what you'd love to see, what you'd really like to see a webinar on that would really help your business, and we'll absolutely take that into consideration when we're firming up the program going forward for the rest of this year, but also looking ahead to 2021, 2022. Sure, it's never ending, but thank you so much, and just thanks so much to you, Ciaran. Thanks for everything today. Lots of great questions there. Cheers. Cheerio. Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye now.